Sisters and brothers, a few weeks ago, I was sitting in one of those places that I never expect to find myself sitting in. It was the Chancellor's office at the University of Tennessee with a group of people from across the community who were urging Chancellor Davenport to reject Governor Haslam's outsourcing plan for campus workers. People around the table included representatives of the faculty, United Campus Workers, the League of Women Voters, campus chaplains, myself from this church, as well as representing Interfaith Worker Justice of East Tennessee, even some community vendors who sell things to the campus. Everyone at the table agreed that the governor's 2-year push to outsource these jobs across the state to an out-of-state company made no sense for our local community, our local economy, and especially for the well-being of these workers and their families, our neighbors who were around the table and working at UT. Hearing all of our testimony around the table, I was especially moved by the words of several campus workers who simply asked what they should tell their families again this Christmas, because it looked like they were facing another Christmas season of uncertainty without knowing what their jobs would look like or whether they would even last coming year. It struck me that all too often we hear policies suggested or see them enacted without getting to hear or see those whose lives are most affected by those policies. I had a similar experience when my daughters became servers in restaurants. I'm embarrassed to say that before then I was not fully aware that many, if not most, servers make far less than the minimum wage, as low as a few dollars an hour, and have to share their tips with other low-wage workers in the restaurant or in the place that they're serving. In other words, their tips are not really tips, as in an extra perk or as a chance for me to comment on their less than perfect service. Their tips are their wages. That's what they make. So now when I go to restaurants and see servers, I see my daughters. And you know what that means. I tip 20% almost all the time to my daughters. I see them in a way that I didn't see them before. Many of you have heard of the Coalition of Immokalee Farm Workers. We had a presentation about them here at the church a few years ago. They are mostly immigrant tomato pickers in Florida and across the country who've been in a campaign to get tomato growers and purchasers to pay an additional penny a pound to workers. That small amount significantly increases their wages and supports programs to monitor working conditions in farm fields. Just a penny a pound for those tomatoes. When we buy tomatoes at Publix or get a sandwich from Wendy's, we don't think about the low-wage workers bussed into fields to pick tomatoes with no shelter from the sun, no breaks perhaps, or worker protections. According to the National Agricultural Workers Survey, nearly 3/4 of U.S. farm workers earn less than $10,000 per year. And 3 out of 5 farm worker families have incomes below the poverty level. In addition to their low wages, farm workers rarely have access to workers' compensation, occupational rehabilitation, or disability compensation benefits. All too often in the midst of our busy, distracted lives, we hear about the ups and downs of the stock market, buy our tomatoes and clothes, phones and toys, get served in restaurants and stores, make use of public facilities, and so on, without any awareness of the hidden reality of the lives of those who grow our food, maintain our buildings, assemble our products, and serve us in any number of ways. We have been taught to believe that money makes it moral. That if something makes money, or if someone has money, that activity or person must be inherently good, the epitome of success. I mean, that's what we've all absorbed, been taught, maybe not by our parents, but by the culture around us. We've been taught to believe that market forces will take care of things all by themselves, even that they will take care of us like some benevolent God. If GDP is up, if the stock market is up, if my retirement fund is up, well, all is well. We don't see or hear or feel the hidden reality of the lives of those whose low-paid labor makes all that profit possible.